Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Nitin Doshi, Professor Neurology, with teaching experience of 25 years, working as consultant neurosurgeon in Panvel for 30 years. Today, we'll discuss partial nephrectomy of lower pole for non-functioning moiety in duplex system in pediatric age group. After general anesthesia, lithotomy position is given. Cystoscopy is performed by semi-rigid 6 French by 7.5 French ureteroscope. Proper evaluation of bladder is done to look for presence or absence of two ureteric orifices on side of pathology. There will be two ureteric orifices on the side of pathology if there is complete ureteral duplication. Since 80% of ureterocele arise from upper pole ureter in patient of ureteral duplication, search should also be made for any presence of ureterocele in presence of ureteral duplication. For performing RGP through working channel of semi-rigid ureteroscope, 0.025 inch or 0.018 inch glide wire is passed on side of pathology, over which 4 French open-ended ureteric catheter is passed. Through open-ended ureteric catheter, 1:1 diluted Conray is injected to perform RGP. RGP will help to define upper pole ureter or lower pole ureter, or also whether duplication is complete or partial duplication. At the same time, RGP also helps to plan the site of incision. In case there are two ureteric orifices on side of pathology, it indicates complete ureteral duplication. Wigot-Meyer's rule is applicable in case of complete ureteral duplication. As per this Wigot-Meyer's rule, of the two orifices in urinary bladder, lower ureteric orifice is of upper pole moiety, while upper ureteric orifice is of lower pole moiety. 4 French ureteric catheter is inserted up in ureter for easy and early identification of upper pole ureter or lower pole ureter in retroperitoneum. 8 French Foley's catheter is inserted. Incision is anterior extraperitoneal flank incision. Position is modified supine position, that is lateral rotation, which is less lateral than normal. The pathological side is rotated from operating table through only 15 degree to 20 degree with help of roller placed vertically. This is because standard flank approach is difficult. However, to make the muscles taut and increase the space between costal cartilage and iliac crest, place bolsters transversely at level of anterior superior iliac spine. Tip of 12th rib is identified. 2 to 3 centimeters proximal to tip of 12th rib, incision is taken with 20 number blade, which is extended few centimeters distal to tip of 12th rib on anterior abdominal wall and then curved towards symphysis pubis. This curved incision helps in better exposure of ureter. Incision is deepened with cautery. Below subacute on the anterior surface of rib will be muscles, namely latissimus dorsi and serratus posterior inferior. Muscles are cut to expose anterior periosteum. On upper and lower border of the rib are intercostal muscles. Distal rib is resected subperiosteally. Just below the tip of 12th rib is dorsolumbar or thoracolumbar fascia. This dorsolumbar or thoracolumbar fascia is split to enter retroperitoneum. Through the space created in retroperitoneum, little finger is entered to reflect peritoneum lining posterior aspect of muscles of anterior abdominal wall. On the anterior aspect, muscles of anterior abdominal wall, namely external oblique, internal oblique and transversus abdominis, are cut layer by layer. In pediatric age group, muscle transversus abdominis is very thin and can be split by digital dissection. Peritoneum and peritoneal contents are reflected medially away from Gerota's fascia. There is presence of extra peritoneal pad of fat present between peritoneum and Gerota's fascia. In pediatric age group, peritoneum descends down deeply, so deep dissection is required. Gyrotast fascia and its contents are now separated from muscles of posterior abdominal wall by using wet sponge and wet gamges, thus causing blunt dissection, thus exposing muscles quadratus lumborum laterally while psoas major muscle medially. On psoas major muscle will be presence of duplicated ureter. Once the ureters are exposed, this ureter is dissected with mixture and hooked with infant feeding tube. Once the gyrotast fascia is exposed, it is palpated and opened longitudinally. When lower pole is hydronephrotic and non-functioning, primary concern is to avoid damage to viable upper pole moiety. Retraction of kidney should be gentle to prevent vascular compromise of the viable upper pole. Careful differentiation between upper pole ureter and lower pole ureter is very crucial. Differentiation is easy if there is marked discrepancy in caliber of both ureters. If there is no marked discrepancy in caliber of both ureters, then careful dissection is carried out along the two ureters proximally until proper separation between upper pole ureter and lower pole ureter is clear. Once two ureters are identified separately, careful dissection is carried out along the wall of lower pole ureter. With this way of dissection, the adventitial blood supply is swept away from lower pole ureter to upper pole ureter. Since distally two ureters may have common sheath, back wall of lower pole ureter should be left attached to upper pole ureter so as to prevent injury to the blood supply of upper pole. At this stage, lower pole ureter is transected and traction is placed in the proximal portion of the lower pole. This gives retraction and manipulation to the lower pole. Multiple small vessels supplying lower pole are identified individually and traced to parenchyma and then only ligated and divided. When all vascular bundles supplying lower pole are identified, isolated and ligated, lower pole is clearly demarcated. Margin between non-viable lower pole and viable upper pole is clearly delineated. During lower polar partial nephrectomy, one can use atraumatic vascular clamps like Suttonski and DeBakey for clamping renal pedicle, because of which one can work in bloodless field, and also cold ischemia time can be prolonged from the warm ischemia time of 15 to 20 minutes. That is, warm ischemia time is only 15 to 20 minutes, but it can be prolonged to 3 hours, because once the pedicle is clamped, it can be surrounded by ice slush so as to reduce the temperature from body temperature of 37 to 15 to 20 degree. However, it may be difficult to find the fine pedicle. In that case, coccus clamp or firm hand grip can act as a clamp. So non-viable renal parenchyma is held by firm hand grip. Initially, incision is taken along the lateral border of the kidney to reflect renal capsule of the non-viable lower pole about 1 cm above the level of resection. Once the capsule is stripped off the level of resection, the incision is marked with the coagulating current. Prior to starting the resection of non-viable renal parenchyma, 2 bolsters of gel foams are kept ready. With firm hand grip of the hand, with the coagulating current, the incision is deepened. At the same time, the continuous suction of the escaping blood is done with the fine tip suction. The lower pole is now excised by cautery layer by layer. Any opening of PC system of upper pole is ruled out by performing RGP through the ureteric catheter inserted through upper pole moiety with the help of methylene blue. If opening of PC system that is sutured watertight with 40 Vicryl and then the DJ is inserted. On the two edges of amputated renal parenchyma, two prepared bolsters are sutured with 40 Vicryl, and on the repair of the parenchyma, capsule is sutured. Since the left out upper pole moiety is very small amount, so as to prevent the torsion of the small moiety, the nephropexy is performed, that is, the renal pole moiety is sutured with the absorbable suture to the posterior abdominal wall by interrupted sutures. Drain is kept by using the fine Ryle's tube with tip cut. After the infiltration of the local anesthesia, the wound is closed in lens. Thank you very much.